Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, I've always been intimidated by women. Well, I've got a good success story, a good email from a guy. He didn't do anything like outrageously ridiculous, like sleep with 100 supermodels or something like that in a week's time. He had this girl that he knew he'd been bantering with and interacting with her at the gym that he worked out with, and he just never had the fucking balls to ask her out. This is something he's been fucking terrified about. He's very successful in life and in business, but a fucking hot girl walks in a room and he just turns into like a bowl of fucking jello. He becomes quiet, he becomes shy, sheepish, doesn't say anything, can't come up with anything to say. And it's like, that's exactly how I used to be in high school. As a matter of fact, if you talk to women that I went to high school with, they all say the same thing. You were so quiet in high school. Because they see me now and like what I do, and they all say the same shit. It's like, I overcame it. You know, a great thing to do is if you're shy with other people is go work in customer service. You know, especially like if you're young, go work in like fast food or work at a restaurant where you're constantly interacting with dozens and dozens of new people every day. That's a great way to build your social skills. Learning the 10 bar if you're in college or wait table is a great way to develop your social skills. When I was 13, 14, 15, I worked for my parents. They had a coin laundry with drop-off service for wash, dry, fold, dry cleaning. So I had to learn to give change, do customer service, watch my dad do it. I learned to say the things that my dad did. I was always good at modeling other people. And then eventually after they sold that business, when I was a senior in high school, I was 18 years old, I went and got a job. This place is called Cisco's Chicken. I think they've all since gone out of business since then. But we cooked. A couple of my buddies I went to high school with, we all worked at the same place, chopping up chickens with a big cleaver. And like, I learned how to cook there, so it was great. I worked there for about 3 months. And then I got a job at this place called Surf Merchandise, all customer service, interacting with people, and I was good with people. I developed my people skills. It forced me to talk. And then eventually when I turned 21, got a job tending bar. Another, interacting with a lot of people, helping with my people skills. And so that really came in handy with business and in life, just learning how to talk to other people. So for those of you that have a hard time talking to other people, you're always intimidated by women, get a part-time job doing something where you have to talk to a lot of women. Even if it's a bullshit job in customer service and you don't need the money, do it because it'd be a great experience for you. So I have a quote that I wrote, and then we're going to go through his email and see what this guy did finally to overcome his terrifying fear of women and the fact he's always been intimidated by them. So the quote says, "Our fears of what we are afraid of taking a risk to do or experience are always worse than actually doing what we fear. Fear of success, failure, that you don't have what it takes to succeed, or that you won't be loved or accepted by your friends, family, or peer group is what keeps most people from doing anything to overcome their fears so they can attract the kind of people they want and the kind of life and lifestyle they want to experience. Success lies beyond what scares us. Until you decide to become brave enough to overcome your fears and take action in spite of them, you're going to struggle to achieve any kind of real or lasting success at getting what you want in life." It's absolutely true. This guy has this irrational fear, and he's totally psyched himself out. And so he's never really practiced much at asking women out. That's one of the things, like guys like, oh, I don't know, what do I do? How do I talk to women? Ask out 100 different women over the course of the next 30 days. That'll help you overcome your fear. Because then by the time you get to 100, by the time you're asking out number 100 of the different women in a month's period, you don't really give a shit. You're going to reject me? I've been rejected 99 other times. It doesn't fucking matter. Because when you get to the point where it doesn't fucking bother you, because really asking a girl out on a date is really a compatibility test. It's not picking a girl up, it's a compatibility test. You are absolutely fucking amazing. You take my breath away. I would love to get together. You got 10 minutes for a cup of coffee and have a chat? That's it. If she likes you, she'll be like, sure, I got 10 minutes. And if she doesn't, or she's not really that interested, or maybe she thinks you're weird or creepy, she's going to give you all kinds of resistance. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the girl who's like, yeah, let's do that, sure. You make her laugh. It's just, when the vibe's there and the chemistry there, it's fucking there. But it's never going to happen. You're never going to be able to discover that or reveal what's already there naturally unless you open the big hole in your face. And that's what this guy was able to do. So he says, "Hey, Corey, brother, I can't thank you enough. You totally got me over the edge and made me face my fears. I'm a fairly successful guy that started his first business at 29. It's fucking awesome, dude. I'm in very good shape, and I go to the gym 6 days a week, twice a day on 4 of those days." Well, that's a lot. I ain't that fucking dedicated. "I'm not a bad-looking guy. I have a good rap, and I love to laugh. However, I've always been intimidated by women. Repetition is the mother of skill, and all that tells me is because of your fear, you haven't taken much action, and therefore you haven't interacted with enough women that you really like to get to the point where you don't care if you get rejected or not. Because I did a video years ago. It's one of my most popular videos. When you stop caring, results come. It's true. When you stop giving a fuck, when it doesn't matter whether she says yes. Again, asking a girl out is not picking a girl up or even taking her on a date. It's a compatibility test. That's all it is. And in a subtle way, you're basically saying, are we compatible or not? Are you in or you out or not? Because if she's not, then great, you can move on to the next. And the sooner you get to the point where it doesn't bother you, where it's like, because if you act like a guy who does this all the time, where you don't hesitate and you're not bothered by it, it doesn't fucking matter. And if you're asking out women, you're going, all I do is get rejected, and it doesn't work. It still bothers you that you're getting rejected. That's why you need to keep asking out women until it gets to the point where you don't care anymore. When you can ask out a girl on a date, and it's just like ordering a Happy Meal at McDonald's, then you really don't give a shit anymore. That's when you finally are going to give off the right vibe that's going to make women feel peaceful and relaxed around you because you're in a peaceful, relaxed state. But if you're neurotic going, oh my God, and you're sweating and you're like, you're all embarrassed, women can pick up on that. They can feel something that's not at ease. They're like, whoa, something's weird with that dude. Something's a little off there, buddy. They can sense it. So keep getting rejected. Even if you got to get rejected 1,000 times, who cares? When you get to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore, that's when women start saying yes. Because then you act like a guy who has lots of options. It's just the vibe you give off. Then women that are naturally attracted to you will happily say yes when you ask them out. But until then, you're going to give off a weird and creepy vibe. It's just, that's the way it is. In business, it doesn't matter if it is a man or a woman. My confidence in knowing what I want will shine through. In a bar around a bunch of guys, especially while watching football or any sport, I'm there. I'm present and vocal. However, put a woman into that same social occasion, and I'm the painfully awkward Rob Lowe. I assume you're referring to the Rob Lowe commercials, I think for DirecTV, if I remember right. I decided to end my 15-year marriage with my wife this past January. 19 years altogether. I just turned 48 today, so I was with her since I was 27. Now in my mid-40s, I wanted to date and find out who I am again. There's a girl that goes to my gym, and she and I have had playful banter for the last couple of months. But being Rob Lowe with cable, I just didn't have a sack between my legs. So your balls hadn't completely dropped all the way. Maybe try jumping up and down a little bit. Maybe hop on a trampoline. I have no balls. The signs that she was into me were always there. And it's like, it's just reminded me of a woman that I was really good friends with in my 20s, and she liked me and I liked her, and we used to hang out all the time together. But she used to date a guy that I was really good friends with, and she had cheated on him with his former best friend, and I knew the kind of person she was, but she was still cool as hell. And I never did anything about it because I was worried about screwing up the friendship or whatever, and she was a model. She was fucking beautiful, but she didn't have a lot of integrity. But being 21, 22 years old, that would have been a nice experience to have looked back, but I never did anything about it, and we lost touch many years ago, and that's just one of those weird, awkward memories that I have from that time period. So, but you learn from those things. I'm just a guy that was so nervous that I didn't notice. She would park next to me in the parking lot, even though I park at the far end of the parking lot, so I don't get anyone opening their car door into my car. Well, that's pretty obvious. Women put themselves into your orbit when they like you. That's just like I talk about. They always find a way to be around, to be near you. And if they're always near you, and some women will get to the point where they're near you to like where they're literally bumping into you by accident and not acknowledging it, in hopes that you'll go, oh, this girl likes me. Duh. When women are bumping into you in a bar or a nightclub or a party, they're touching your arm, that means they want to be invited in. So invite them in. That's about as far as most women are going to go. They're like, I mean, come on. You got to at least say, hey. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? You must really like me. You keep bumping me. You are cute as shit. You know what? I think you just need to get over with and kiss me right now. Let's get the awkwardness right out of the way. And let's get right to kissing. Because your lips are fucking amazing. I would usually be the last one out of class because I like to stretch afterwards, but sometimes she would be standing next to her car pretending to be on her phone, or she would wait until I got near my car before pulling out. She's being really fucking obvious. Somehow, I stumbled onto one of your YouTube videos and was in awe of what you were saying. Well, truth kind of has that effect on people. Even if you think I'm a fucking jackass or an asshole and you don't like the way I talk or whatever, if you apply the things that I teach, it will work for you. It doesn't matter what your spiritual beliefs are. If you apply the things I teach, they will help you. It will help you in your intimate relationships. It will help you in your personal relationships. And it will help you in your professional relationships and will improve the quality of your life because this shit fucking works. I've been studying the best teachers and coaches my whole life. And I'm just always applying things. I'm always trying to get better at shit. And I'm always like, what's the best, quickest way, the easiest, most effortless way to do things? I'm fucking lazy. I just let shit happen. It's like the way I set my business up. I put out the things that I know into the world, and the right people seem to show up. I do things that I love. I live in the kind of places that I want to live with, and I hang out with the kind of people that I want to hang out with. I don't ever go out to meet women. My whole entire life, since I was a kid, amazing women have just fucking magically shown up. Just boom. Literally within, I can reach my arm out and touch them. That's how the universe works. They'll drop the perfect person right into your lap. That's why being successful with women is a side effect of being awesome. By focusing on being awesome and being the right kind of guy, the right girl will just come along and literally bump into you physically and metaphorically. You start working out at this gym, you start chatting with this girl, it was easy, it was effortless, she liked you, you liked her, you engage her in conversation, she engaged you back, maybe she engaged you first in conversation. That's the way it is. You like her, she likes you. It was there. But you were afraid of rejection, so you did nothing. But it was just obvious. This is the way the universe works. Most guys never see this because they're so afraid and they never do anything. They don't know what to look for. Or they see something like this happen and they totally fuck it up. That's how my 20s were. And my teenagers constantly fucking shit up like this. Constantly. And long after she would give up on me and put me in friend zone, think this guy's got no balls, no confidence, his balls ain't dropped, I would stay hung up on her. Getting nowhere, wasting my time, spinning my fucking wheels. When literally the first time you got together and talked, you could have been dating her all this time. You could have been fucking her for several months now, but you didn't. But that's okay because you're learning. And you were still married at a few months ago, anyways. You and I are similar as we're both into goal setting and being leaders. And although I would rather listen to an old Jim Rohn CD or listen to Jeffrey Gitomer speak, I have no idea who that is. I know who Jim Rohn is. I do value many things Tony Robbins has to say. Yep. Tony's the best at what he does. But just like everybody else, like what Jim Rohn said, follow what I teach, but don't follow me too closely. I mean, the bottom line is that the stuff that any self-help, it's like even the stuff Tony teaches, he learned most of that stuff from other people. It's timeless wisdom that most of it 1,000 years from now is going to apply. That's why people still talk about Confucius and Aristotle and all those guys and Sun Tzu thousands of years after they're long since gone. We're similar in many ways to how we go about our business, but you're much different to me as you're in the 3% and I'm in the 97%. Your videos spoke to me, and I spent half the day on Friday watching you over and over. I then downloaded your ebook. Fuck, I really love you. Why? Because you made me face my fears and offered solutions to a problem that has been plaguing me since 4th grade. Well, better late than never, dude. So this morning, the same thing happened in the parking lot. She pulled out just as I was getting to my car, and I sheepishly waved. I got home and read a couple of chapters in your book, and with my heart beating, I said, fuck it, you're a man that is good-looking, successful, funny, fun to be with, so I wrote her. I'd like to meet up with you for a drink. When would you be available? 3 minutes later, next week. 5 seconds after that, text me your number at blah, blah, blah. And she wrote her number. Well, you went and did it sheepishly through social media, which, quite frankly, dude, that's a bitch move. But hey, you took some action. You already knew her. You had a relationship. Obviously, you're attracted on, connected on social media. So it's not some weird, like, some chick you went to high school with and haven't talked to her in 10 years, and you're going, hey, when are you free to meet up for a drink out of the blue totally? That's weird and creepy. But in this particular case, you're able to slide by with it because you had just seen her. Thank you, brother. Your teachings are life-changing, and I will continue to be with your student. So that's awesome. It's, it's not a huge, massive success, but this guy just asking this girl out was something that terrified him, something that he's been terrified of since the 4th grade. And just like a story that I shared one time when I was in my early 20s, and I went to Fridays. I've talked about this in several videos. I was at the point I was just like, I want a great girl. I got to get her. I was in the same place. I was terrified. And this was a public place. I went to Fridays. I was thinking the hostess was really cute. The way she was smiling, I was thinking, I think she kind of likes me, or maybe I'm wrong. So I had my lunch. Then I walked by her and I said, "Have a nice day." And I was just thinking, God, she's so beautiful. And I walked out and I turned around. I stopped when I got about 20 feet out the door, and I was like, "Don't be a bitch. Walk back in there and fucking ask the girl out." And I walked back in and I just said, "You got a really nice smile. What's your phone number? Would you like to go on a date?" I don't even remember what the fuck I said. I was 20, I think it was 21 or 22 at the time. So we're talking 23, 24 years ago. I don't know exactly specifically what I said, but I told her something about it. She had a nice smile, and I asked her out. And she goes, and she just turned fucking red. And this girl had a nice tan. She was beautiful. I still remember like it was yesterday. She turned beet red. She said thanks. She was really flattered, but she had a boyfriend. I was like, he's a lucky dude. You have a great day. And I walked out and I was like, yeah! I was so excited. I was so happy. I was so charged. I was pumped the rest of the day. I was like, finally! It wasn't a big deal. She didn't bite my head off. She didn't punch me in the face. She didn't tell me I was a creeper or a weirdo. She was flattered. She turned totally red. I could tell she was embarrassed. I could tell it fucking lit her up. You know why it lit her up? Because I showed up as a fucking man. And if you're a man, that's what you owe women. You at least got to fucking show up, put your nuts in the chopping block. Even if she smashes them, so what? You did it. Big deal. On to the next. Repetition is the mother of skill. Again, this guy was so afraid of something since 4th fucking grade. He overcomes this. It's not like this huge, giant, massive victory to the average person, but you know what? To him, it was a big fucking hairy deal. And you know what? Great job, dude. I'm fucking proud of you. I mean, for a lot of guys, that's the hardest thing. But if you know the book, you should be hanging out, having fun, and hooking up with her in no time. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session with yours truly. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I shall talk to you soon.